Hi, I'm Chris Maragakis of Simply Be Retreats and Therapies. I'm a life coach, therapist and podcaster. Welcome to Mindful Mutterings. Please like, share and subscribe. And as always, thanks for listening. Hi, thanks for joining me. So this week I wanted to talk about panic attacks. And panic attacks are awful things. They are debilitating, embarrassing and life-limiting. And if you suffer from them, it is such a terrible thing to have to endure. So for those that don't, or for those that are not sure whether they're having panic attacks, or you know someone that has to deal with them and you want to support them, essentially panic attacks are a fear response to a known or unknown trigger, and they're greatly exaggerated reaction to how you would normally deal with danger, stress, or even excitement. Excitement can trigger a panic attack. They come on really quickly. They can include symptoms such as dizziness, palpitations, feeling hot or cold, sweating, chest pains, struggling to breathe, or even feeling disconnected from your mind, body and surroundings. So you feel like you're going a little bit crazy. And during an attack, it is, incredibly normal that you will feel afraid. And some of you may even feel that you're going to die. And this is the power of your mind over your physical body. And then, unfortunately, the fear of having an attack in public then can stop you from going out and about. And this can then lead to conditions such as agoraphobia, or it actually becomes very life limiting because you're so scared that you will have a panic attack if you put yourself in a situation that you don't know or you don't feel that you can control. Some people only ever experience one panic attack in their life and may never be troubled by them again, and others have them regularly. And typically they last between 5 and 20 minutes, but may feel longer. And some people are really unfortunate and they have one after another, and so it feels like it's going on and on and on. And this then gets worse and worse, especially if you're suffering from long-term stress or anxiety, and the physical response that your body produces just makes you feel horrendous. So when someone's having a panic attack, it can be managed by focusing on your breathing. And it's not that I'm going to ask you to try and breathe deeply or anything else, because that'd be impossible in the state that you're in. But just try and count your breath as you're breathing. And maybe every breath in, try and count to 5, and every breath out, count to 5. And what that will do is that will help take your brain out of the panic mode. And the more oxygen that comes into your brain, the more that you can rationalize what it is you're experiencing, and the quicker you'll be able to regain control of yourself. Another thing that you can do is stamp your feet. Same thing again. This brings the mind's attention to something else, and the physical action helps get rid of the nervous energy that is now being circulated around your body. Use your senses. Look for something to stare at, maybe focus on a sound, eat a sweet, cuddle something soft such as a cushion or a jumper, or if you have a pet, have a cuddle with them or stroke them. It will soothe you both, and they will have picked up on your anxiety and fear as well. Another thing you can do is walk barefoot. This is really good for grounding you, and the different sensations that you feel, again, help shock the mind out of the panic and anxiety and stress that you're feeling, and helps bring you back from that state of overwhelm so that you can connect back to the present moment. And then after a panic attack, you're going to feel exhausted. Your body and mind has been through a traumatic event, and so you might find you need to sleep somewhere or just go somewhere quiet where you can gather again. But make sure you take time for yourself while you're going through this, and you just need to find a way to consolidate what's happened and get yourself back into a situation where you feel that you're back in control again. You might also want to eat or drink something to replace the fluid and the glucose that's been required to make all the adrenaline that's then been used around your body for when the panic attack has been going on. And while all of these strategies are really helpful, and they are, prevention is always better than a cure. So finding ways to manage stress and anxiety effectively will ultimately reduce the attacks that you have or that the person that you're caring about does. You can do that by being mindful. Always comes back to this. Pay attention to your body and mind so that you're alerted when the first signs of attack are upon you, and then you can proactively use the strategies mentioned previously to try and head it off. Reducing caffeine and alcohol, eating healthily and taking regular exercise will also help prevent attacks, as they help keep the body and mind balanced. You might feel that you need to see a doctor about maybe getting some medication to help you cope, and that's obviously a discussion you can have with them. And a regular meditation can practice A regular meditation practice can really help as well, because the more time that you spend quietly and sitting with yourself, the more you'll be able to identify which behaviors and thoughts are causing you to be triggered into these panic attacks. And the more that you know about them, the more that you can proactively manage your life. And it may be that, you know, you're being triggered by something from earlier in your life, or maybe it's just that you've got into a situation where you just constantly feel overwhelmed and you're hyper vigilant of everything, and everything puts you into a state of panic. And then that might be that you need to get some professional help with that. So maybe you need a coach, or maybe you need to self-refer in for some counselling. And then obviously you can deal with the underlying causes of your attack. Having a good well-being toolkit to help you manage the stress and strains of your life effectively will also reduce the likelihood of panic attacks. So this can include journaling, or spending time that you doing things that you really like and make you feel happy, being out in nature, using affirmations, or maybe practicing yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, or even breath work. Because what all of these things do is they create space. They allow us to rest and relax, and they allow the parasympathetic system to kick in, which is our rest and repair system. And what they effectively do also is they stop the production of adrenaline, and this is really useful. We don't want all this adrenaline flowing around our body unless we are prepared to fight or flight. And so then also practice living in the moment, and these disciplines also help bring us to the present moment, because when we are present moment aware, we cannot be stressed, anxious, or fearful. You know, it's impossible to be any of these things in the present moment. And anxiety can only be caused by worrying about the future. So when we bring ourselves, or we stay grounded in the present moment, it's impossible for us to have that fear, and it's that fear generally that then triggers the panic attack. So I hope this has been helpful in giving you some simple strategies to manage a panic attack when you're having them, or looking at long-term ways in which you can proactively manage the stress, the anxiety and the fear that are triggering them, so that you don't have to deal with them anymore. As always, you can get in touch with me via my website, simplybe.org.uk, if you've got any questions, or if you would like to find out how coaching can support you or someone you care about. Whatever you do this week, take care of you. Bye.